Good afternoon and welcome to the Division of Employment Securities webinar on the North Carolina Unemployment Insurance Tax System, referred to as NC Suits. I'm Larry and I'll be serving as your moderator for today's session. Today's session will discuss how to link agents in NC Suits. By now, I hope that those on the webinar have visited our website or have signed into the new NC Suits tax system. Now, let's look at the agenda for today's short 30-minute program. Going to give you a brief introduction and background about what NC Suits is, and then we will jump right into the demonstration. As you can see on the agenda, we also have time allocated at the end of our program for an interactive Q&A session with our subject matter experts. During this time, we encourage you to share your questions by typing them in the Q&A panel. Click on the three dots on the bottom right corner of your screen, then select Q&A to type in the questions. We will answer those questions at the end of the demonstration, but feel free to go ahead and ask those throughout the process. Please try and keep any questions to today's topic. Don't worry if we don't have a chance to address all of the questions during today's program. We do have a very large FAQ section on our website at des.nc.gov/NC Suits, so you can also check there for any questions and answers that you come up with. Any questions asked during this session that are not already on that site will be added for future reference. Also, before we get started, we want you to know that this demonstration was created exclusively for training and informational purposes. All information used for this demonstration is fictitious. Before we get started with the system demonstration, I'd like to give you a little background about NC Suits. The North Carolina State Unemployment Insurance Tax System is a new modernized platform to administer North Carolina's unemployment insurance tax program. The new, robust, easy-to-use cloud-based solution replaces DES's decades-old tax mainframe and remote filing systems. This new system launched on November 13th. For more information about NC Suits after this webinar, you can go to our website at des.nc.gov/NC Suits, and we will have screenshots with that website up a little bit later. I'll also include it in the chat. So let's get started. Giving the NC Suits demonstration today is Gina. She will demonstrate how to link agents in NC Suits. Gina, when you're ready, take it away.
Thank you, Larry. Okay. When you log in through our website, des.nc.gov, and you are already a registered employer, you will come to your home page, which is like the page that I'm showing here. Again, all this information is fictitious. So when you get to the home page, we're going to link agents today. There are a couple places in this system that you can link go to link your agents. The first one, I'm just going to show you some of our, I call them they're called quick actions, but they will take you to certain areas. And on the bottom of this screen, you'll see under quick actions, agent assignment. You can use that link to go to where your agent assignment is. But for this demonstration, we're going to go under your options down to account maintenance. So under your options, you go to account maintenance. And one of the very first things you see under employer account is agent assignment. So you would go to agent assignment and click that hyperlink, and it will take you to the add agent page. If you see you have a button for add agent, you can also see view assigned agent history. And underneath it will show you any agents currently assigned, but you can see no agents have been assigned to this account. So we're going to assign an agent to this account today. You will click add agent. Now, in order to add an agent, you need to know your agent ID number. So if you have a CPA, any type of third party, an accountant, payroll provider, you need to know their agent ID in order to attach them. So in this instance, I already know who I want to attach, and you do not have to put all the leading zeros. So I'm going to put in agent 2, I'm going to hit search, and it's going to recognize that agent. So if it doesn't recognize your agent ID as a valid agent ID, you will get an error. You put in something wrong, you hit reset and start over. Underneath that, it says agent information. It's going to have the agent name, which I have Payroll Services, Inc., agent ID 2. Now, there's two ways to give them authorization. You can make them just an agent, or you can actually give them full control of your account, making them a power of attorney. If you choose to make them a power of attorney, we have a power of attorney authorization form that you can click the link and print that form out, but you will have to upload that form and it will create a workflow. So just to show you, I'm going to click power of attorney. And when you do power of attorney, you have to select a file and attach the power of attorney authorization. And when you submit that, it will create a workflow. Staff will have to review that and approve or deny that POA authorization. So in this instance, we're not going to do the power of attorney. We're going to do the agent authorization. If you choose agent authorization, it shows you different roles. So there's 5 roles: wage reports, payments, account maintenance, unemployment insurance claims, and we get that question a lot, and tax rate information. So if you want to choose all of them, you can. Or if you say, I don't want them to have access to my claims, you can uncheck any of those that you want. So you can give them whatever roles you want. And if you want them to start having access at a certain time, you put in that date. For each line item that you want them to have access to. You would hit save. You can also put in an access end date. Most people leave that open because you don't know how long you want to have that person to have access, but you can always go in and revoke access. So we're going to hit save. And if you notice, it automatically processes. You see payroll services, their agent ID, the status is that they are active. They're an agent authorization, not a POA. What date the access began. There, we didn't put in an end date. If we had, you would see that. What each role that we authorized them for. And if there was an authorization document, which is like required for POA, you would see that information over here. So this is how easy it is for an employer to add an agent to their account. And just to remind employers and any agents that might be on this call or this webinar, if the agent goes in and puts this on their side, it creates a work order or a workflow, and it has to be approved by staff and requires an attached document. However, if the employer goes in and does the agent authorization, it's immediately approved. It doesn't have to go through a workflow. I think I saw a question pop up and it said, do you have to put in an access begin date? You do. But you do not have to put in an access end date. If I wanted to go in and say, well, I did want them to make payments and see the tax rate and wage reports, but I don't want them to have a certain item. You can change in the access date. You can also say, I want to revoke their access. And now they have no access. It ended it today. So you can revoke all of the access for that particular agent, or you can go in and you can just end the access on one item. So again, I'm going to just say add agent. I'm going to use the same agent. I'm going to say agent authorization. And I'm going to do all of those again. And I'll show you that it does require that date. And if I want to put in today's date, I can save it. And then if I want to go to one particular role, as I said, if they didn't want them to have access to the account maintenance anymore, you can go in that. Access, hit save. Well, I'm sorry, we're going to put it for tomorrow because it does have to be at least a day later. And so as of tomorrow, that agent will no longer have access to the account maintenance part of that account. So again, you can add agents. You can select the roles that the agents have access to. You can choose all of them or individual. So that means you can have an agent for one role and a different agent for something else. You can revoke access altogether, or you can end access to certain roles. You can also attach a POA and give the POA full access. And understand that when you use a POA, it gives them access to the account maintenance, payments, tax rate information, wage reports, and also the claims part also. So that is how you assign an agent or a POA. I wanted to show you the whole process for the agent assignment, because the POA, we would have just did the attachment where I showed you and hit submit, and then we would have had to wait for a workflow to be authorized, and that's what would happen on your end. So I want you to see it from your point of view. Hey, Larry.
Thank you, Gina. And again, as I previously mentioned, we have a very robust frequently asked questions section on our NC Suits website. For those questions that did not get answered and that are not already on the FAQ page, we will be adding those very soon. So I apologize in our little brief 30-minute time frame that we might not have gotten to all of your questions. But thank you, Gina. Thank you, Kevin, for answering all of your questions today. And again, the website has a lot of materials for you. There's documents, there's videos, there's FAQs. So head over to that site if you've got any questions. Keep an eye out for your email for further webinars. The NC Suits Technical Assistance Hotline. You've got technical issues with your NC Suits account. They can be reached at 919-296-1569. And again, before we leave, we want to remind you that this demonstration was created exclusively for training and informational purposes. All information used for this demonstration is fictitious. Also note that information on topics regarding tax, registration, reporting, payments, and filing is based on current state law and is subject to change. Once again, thank you for your excellent questions and dedicating your valuable time to join us for today's webinar. We appreciate your engagement and look forward to assisting you on your NC Suits journey. Thank you and have a great day.